Hello, hello, everyone. OG Roz in the building. All right, I just had to pop on in here. I just had to pop on in here. Yes, I'm in my night clothes and give my verdict for the movie. I went and saw Michael, the movie tonight. We were fortunate enough to get the pre-sale tickets, so you could see that I did makeup. I darkened my eyebrows and put some bling in my hair. Okay, got my baby hair on the side. Okay, I was wearing my bling tonight, but I was so tired. I had to get out of these clothes. I had on my blingy thing tonight. Yes, I was styling tonight. Um, so first of all, if I give it a score between 1 and 10, with 10 being the highest, I give it 1,000. That movie, that movie, beautiful, beautifully done. Um, it's better than I expected. Way better. I mean, it's so amazing. And you don't realize that the movie is 2 hours because, you know, from start to finish, you're just um, drawn to the movie and where you don't want to get up and go to the bathroom, you don't want to look away, you just like glued to the movie. So, um, so when the movie ended, we're all sitting in the theater. We wasn't ready to go, and it was like, "That's the end." Like we could have sat there for another 2 hours. Seriously, it was that good. But of course, they had to cut the movie in half. Even though Titanic, now that was like a 3.5 hour movie, but hey, so I cannot wait to see part two. Jafar, Jafar Jackson, Jafar Jackson, y'all. Woo! He did a good job. Okay, if he don't get nominated for some type of award for this movie, there's some shady dealings going on. He did a good job. Sometimes throughout the movie, when he was doing the performances like Thriller and some of the other um, live concerts and stuff, I have been a fan of Michael since I was a teenager in the 80s, and I was very observant of Michael and the his body language and the way he moved and the way he danced and his facial expressions, the way he moved his feet and his hands. And you know, I have observed that, and I've seen some good imitators, but he had it down. That boy did his homework. I don't mean to call him a boy, but he's young enough to be my son. So he did a good job. My my daughter sitting next to me, she cried through almost the whole movie. I was too like in awe to cry. I was like, "Oh yeah, he did that thing," like I had to say it in while I was watching the movie, in the theater, and yes, I was like, yes, yes. Oh, we're like applauding in the theater, people applauding his performances. It seemed like one. It seems like you did not see Jafar. No, You didn't really see Jafar in the movie. You saw Michael. You saw Michael Jackson. I'm serious. One moment I'd be looking at him, and it's almost like before your very eyes, he transforms from at first he's Jafar, and then the the more you look in his eyes, all of a sudden he becomes Michael, and you're looking at Michael's eyes. And I'm like, and I'm like, I'm stunned. It's like he channeled Michael Jackson or something, because it's like, oh my goodness, Michael is back. That's what it felt like, right? And I really enjoy seeing my daughter get so excited, because she was like 3 years old when Michael died. So she didn't get a chance to really like enjoy his presence while he was alive, and his performing and different things like that. Everything that people her age look at is stuff that's old. But it felt like you were sitting in the audience watching it before your very eyes, okay? It was amazing, y'all. Worth seeing, and I do plan to go again, okay? Now that's the kind of movie you would pay more than once to go see it. Hey, I'd go see that 3 times, okay? It's worth the 2 hours. It's so worth it. So worth it. Now, he was the star of that movie. And young Michael, I am so sorry, I cannot remember the little boy's name. So please forgive me. Um, of course, it started off with the Jacksons as little kids. And he he did a good job. The little boy, he did a good job. And I do believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe that he did actually sing on a lot of the parts in the show, the little boy and Jafar. Now, one of my daughters said, no, no, he didn't. I'm like, somebody sang those parts, because I know the difference between Michael Jackson singing it and somebody else trying to sing it like Michael Jackson. Somebody was trying to sing it like Michael Jackson. And I think the little boy sang those songs. But one thing for sure, he sure can dance. Woo! Yes, he can dance. He can dance his little butt off. And of course, there's humor. There's sad things. There's um there's moments and things about Michael that I never knew. As much of a fan as I am, he's I ain't going to spoil it for people who have not seen it, but you know you got an opportunity to see him off the stage and in private, in his private time, his alone time. You got a chance to kind of see him in his bedroom. And it kind of, when you see where his life ended versus the way it started, it's so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. He didn't deserve to die the way he died. But there's some evil people in this world. what can I say? But the movie is amazing. Now, there's a trigger warning at the beginning. They don't say it on the screen, they just say, they warn you about flashing lights and stuff like that. But there is a scene in the movie that honestly, I don't think it was necessary. I really don't think it was necessary. But that's just my opinion. But other than that, the movie was so good. Jafar did such a good job. Those 2 years he spent and those hours he spent practicing and practicing until his feet were bleeding, it paid off. If Jafar Jackson is watching this video, you did a good job. And I am sure that if Michael was still here, he would be so proud. It would have brought him to tears and he have seen himself depicted in a movie before, but not like this. Not like this. And it makes it more special is that it's a blood relative. And um, I'm glad they chose you, Jafar, because I don't think anybody else could have captured and would have been as dedicated because you want to bring honor to your uncle. So you have an emotional attachment to the movie versus just an outside person portraying Michael. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if I were you, I would definitely go see this movie. Okay? All right. And that's it for now. Yeah. All right. I'm going to see it about another 1,000 times until the new one comes out. All right. All right. Bye for now. Why am I still here? Okay.